Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. Hey, and just yesterday, you came around my way.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Enojo Adama, as the profile has rightly said. And I just want to thank everyone for being here and thank everyone for having me here. I want to thank you, especially Mr. Minu. Thank you for the privilege of being here. I don't take it for granted at all. It's a privilege I don't take for granted. Like he has said, and like the profile has said, I'm a graduate of the University of Abuja, biology, the department I graduated from. Wonderful set of people. And in fact, I am the previous set that just graduated. And I count myself, I count it a privilege to be part of those who did. So what we have for today is basically to talk about relationship, to talk about love, to talk about everything that surrounds that subject matter. And I trust the Almighty God to help us go through that. And I trust that God would give me the right words to say so that I'll be a blessing to each and every one of you, so that your time here will not be a waste. And I can assure you of that. Your time here will not be a waste. All right, so the matter of love actually is a thing of the heart, is a matter of the heart. So we won't take any question for granted. There is nothing like that your question is a useless question. What kind of question is that now? Don't you have sense to know the answer? There is nothing like that. If it bothers you, then it's a good question. If you think you should know the answer to that question, then it's a good question. So whatever question you have, I would like you to feel free, throw it out there, and I trust that God will help us answer those questions. So let me just say briefly a few things about the subject matter, love. A lot of times people talk about love. In fact, I even heard the definition about love when somebody said, they asked the person, what's love? And the person say, love can be defined as the feeling you feel when you feel a feeling you have never felt before. I'll define it again. The person said, love is a feeling that you feel when you feel a feeling that you have never felt before. As good and as rhythmic as that may sound, that is only a layman's understanding of love. Because if you see love from just the perspective of feeling, you would have missed it at all. You would have missed it totally. Because love in itself is not just a feeling. Feelings come and feelings go. What keeps you in a relationship, what keeps you in a marriage is not just the feeling of love. I'll give you an example. People can be happy and people can be sad. Happiness is a feeling. Sadness is a feeling. Anger is an emotion, is a feeling. All right? The person who is angry today and scattering things might be the same person you will see the next day. And you say, this man is a very gentle man. He can never get angry. You know, it can be the same thing. But the feeling he felt yesterday is not the same feeling he's feeling today. Somebody can be happy in the morning and the next minute the person is sad. So those things are feelings. Feelings fluctuate. If feelings fluctuate, then love will fluctuate. So you see, why love is not just a feeling, although love can feel. Love is not just a feeling, although love can feel. So you can't totally remove feeling out of love, but love is not just about feeling. Love is a decision. Now, you first of all decide to love. That's even why we do things like this. That's why we do relationship seminars like this. And also, love is first taught before it is caught. If you want to catch the spirit of love, you must first teach the spirit of love. Whether you teach it by example or you teach it by sitting the person down to teach the person, like what we are doing now. Or you teach a child love by showing the child examples of love. How a father treats the mother, how the boy is watching, the child is watching. If the father beats the mother, the child grows up to beat the wife, because he thinks that in doing that, he's expressing something called love. So you see, so that they learn from the experiences they see, or they can now learn from the teachings that they hear. Now, that's why this meeting is that important. That's why this meeting is that important. So we can teach love so that people can catch the spirit of love. And like I said, love is not a feeling, or rather, it's not just a feeling. Love is a decision that we make. You will decide to love, and that's why you want to learn how to love. The Bible says that I'm sorry for those of us that maybe are not Christians in the group, but I'll just use everything I can to just teach. All right. It says, through wisdom a house is built, through knowledge it is established, and through wisdom are the chambers filled with precious and pleasant riches. So you see wisdom, you see knowledge, you see understanding. In all these three things, you find love. You didn't see, you won't see love there. Not because love is not important. Love is. But all these things can bring love. But love will not bring all these things, except love will push you to go and learn all these things. So wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is what we are trying to do here. We're trying to understand the topic of love. We are trying to gain knowledge in the same. And then it will help us better apply the things that we have learned, which is called wisdom, a practical application of the knowledge that we have. So you see, all these three things we will gain in this our seminar. And I just want to adjourn every one of you, whichever question you have, don't be shy. In fact, you can even decide not to put your name. A lot of the questions might not come on the chat here. They might be private chatted so that people won't see the people asking the questions. I'll just pen them down and I'll answer the questions as much as I can answer them. I have a lot of things to say. I have so many things to say, but my time is up. In fact, I've even exceeded my time a little. Thank you. Okay, the question on ground now is, what is the essence of a relationship? In other words, it could be, why relationship? Or rather, why dating? I think I prefer that, because even in a marriage is a relationship between a man and a woman, or between a man and his wife. Dating is a relationship between a guy and a lady who intends to be married. Okay, so in everything there is a relationship. In a family there is a relationship. There's a relationship between a father and a mother. In that sense, there is still a kind of love between a father and the children, between two brothers. There's a kind of relationship between two people who are of the same religion. There's a kind of love between people of the opposite sex. So you find something like agape, you find something like filio, you find something like eros, the one that exists between people of the opposite sex. Filio exists between brothers and friends. Agape is a kind that comes from God. So you see, all these things are so called because they entail relationship. So there's relationship everywhere. There's a relationship between the boss and his employees. So I think the essence is to be the essence of getting to know each other. Relationship basically is to get to know each other. To get to know each other. It's not a time for sex. It's a time to get to know each other. To get to see the facts, so that whatever decision you are making based on love should be based not just on your feeling, but the facts must be on ground. The facts must be on ground. You must know the person. They say love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener. It is in relationship, or it is in the dating period, that you should get to know the person. That's why we say talk. That's why we say talk. It's not after you have gotten married. Now, the man is saying, I want to have, I have a dream. My father gave birth to only one child. But me, I want to fulfill my father's dream, my grandfather's dream, and my own dream. I want to give birth to 11 children. And the woman is like, it's two I want to. That is not the time to talk about it. You should have talked about it. You should have known how many children you want before marriage. So the time for dating is a time to sit down and talk. It's a time to talk, not touch. It's a time to talk, not touch. So if you have things to talk about things, especially things that are relevant. Of course, you can play a lot in the relationship. You can play in the dating period. Of course, that's where the friendship is. That's why I even tell people a lot of times, marry your friend. It is in that dating period you know whether or not he's your friend. You're not marrying your father. Neither are you marrying your uncle. You should be able to play with your man. You can do pillow fights. I know somebody who is married. She is married, they have money, but she is not happy. She is married to a man who is her father's mate. So he looks at her like, you're like my daughter. You understand that kind of thing? So they can't play. They live in separate rooms. He only goes to her when he wants to have sex with her. So you see, she's not happy in the marriage in as much as she has money. Anywhere she wants to travel to in the world, she can. But she is not happy because she didn't marry her friend. She had a time, there was a time when she could have chosen somebody else, but the guy didn't have money. So she went for this one that had money. Now she is wishing she had stayed with the other one that did not have money then. Because she didn't know the essence of dating. See, this is a time you get to know your partner. You talk about everything, including in-laws. You talk about everything, including children. You even talk about how to handle crisis. Your crisis has not come. You've not started quarreling, but you should talk about how to handle a fight. Because a fight will come, a quarrel will come. You should talk about how do we handle our crisis. I'll give an example. In my own relationship, when I was dating my wife, we talked about it. Two major things. We must never sleep over a fight. No matter what happens, we must try to settle the quarrel before we sleep. Number two, you must never cut or intercept the call on your partner. No matter how angry you are, you cannot intercept the call. No matter how angry you are, you cannot walk out on each other. So if you truly want to work out, we must resolve this issue before you do. So you see, we must, if your partner says that I want to see, maybe you're having issues, disputes, and your partner says, can we talk? You don't have a right to say you don't want to talk about it. You must talk about it. So these are the things, when we're laughing and joking and playing with ourselves, we set these rules so that when you are now angry, you will live by the rules. So we set all these things to keep us in check, and we still do that even till now that we are married. Because that you are in love with the person doesn't mean that you won't step on each other's toes. Doesn't mean that you won't have one quarrel or the other. So the essence of a relationship is to get to know each other. Get to know, is this the kind of man I want to live with? Because relationship can be for 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years at the most. I've seen people do relationship for that long. But you are going to eventually live with this man for the next 50, 60, 70 years old, depending on how long you live. So can you tolerate this person's excesses? You should know that from now. You should check things. Don't make excuses for things. This is not the time of relationship or dating. It's not the time to make excuses. He will change. He will change. He will change. He will change is not. People don't just change. If they should change now, they should change now. You should see things. In as much as we give people the benefit of a doubt, we give them time to change. But if you have been with the person 2 years, 3 years, the person is not changing. I know you have invested so much in this, but you can't say because you have invested too much, you should now jeopardize your 50 years from now. You can't do that. You can't do that. So this is the time to get to know yourselves. I mean, talk, and talk. You should listen to him when he jokes, because a lot of times people say very important things when they joke, or they say very important things when they're angry. When he's saying things like, this your body, this one that you are fat like this. I don't know if I would like fat women, or you people laugh about it. He is telling you something, sister. Because he's complaining about how your shape is now. You have not given birth to any child, though. When you now drop 1, 2, you know you will increase in size. You know you will increase in size. You don't know? Okay, you will increase in size. So now, if you now increase in size, he will now say that this is not the woman I married, though. You guys should know. You should know. If he doesn't know, tell him that I'm a woman. Oh, our body used to change. I will give birth for you, and when I do that, my breast will fall. After the children must have, let me not go into too much details. After the children must have taken the milk from it, and after you, Oga, must have taken the milk from it. So he should know. We should all know. See, talk, 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 and talk. Don't get tired of talking. Keep talking and keep talking. Keep asking the sensitive question. Now is the time to discuss all the sensitive issues. All the sensitive issues. But of course, you must give the sensitive issues timing. There's a time for everything. If a question comes up like that, I might answer it, but let me just say something about that. In as much as I say talk, talk, and talk, there are some certain things, there are some certain information you can't divulge at the beginning of a relationship. When you are just starting up, you are just getting to know somebody. The guy is just coming, he's just getting to know you. Say, okay, let's start off a relationship. It's not from that first meeting that you guys are having. You're not telling the guy, I want to be sincere with you. I want to tell you something. As you see me so, I have had 10 abortions. As you see me like this, I don't have a womb, I cannot give birth. That is not the time to bring up such information. It's too early. It's too early. Information like that will damage a potential relationship, will damage a potential marriage. Get to know each other. Let him get to know your person. Let him get to love your person. Then you can now give him such information so that he will weigh this information with your personality that he knows. He can now give a better judgment as to whether or not to stay or not to stay. So if he decides to stay, he would have weighed both options. You understand? I don't want to go into details concerning what I just said, but what I just said is paramount. In a relation, the essence of a relationship is to find time, getting to know each other and talking. Visit each other. Know his house. He should know your house. Visit him unannounced so that you know the kind of person he is. You know, if a lady says she's visiting a guy, that the guy has never swept in his life. The guy has never arranged house in his life. That's the day. When you go to the guy's house, you will not see a speck of dust on the television. On the floor will be mopped. Just visit unannounced. You will now see boxer everywhere, scattered everywhere. Know him so that you know that, okay, this is how he is. Let him not show you that I'm all arranged. Now, when you now marry, you now see that the guy used to throw shoe from the door. The socks will be in the sitting room. His trousers he would have kept on the dining table. You should know from now, can you cope with that? Because I've seen people break up because of toothpaste. Somebody say he used to press the toothpaste from the bottom. The other one say, why do you press it from the middle? Before you know, they say they don't want to divorce. They don't want to have a relation. They don't want to get married again. They want to have a divorce because of that. Let us talk. Let us talk. This is the time to talk and not to touch. I believe I'll be able to answer that question. I don't want to talk too much. If you feel the question, I didn't get the question correctly, or if you feel I didn't understand the nitty-gritty of the question, you can please repost the question. And okay, I'm sorry for the timing. I guess my answering the questions are a bit too long. I'll try and minimize the question. I'll just go straight to the point. Okay, this one says I'm in a relationship of almost a year now. I'll just be answering as I pick things from this question. I'll just be answering them. It says I'm in a relationship of almost a year now, and in July last year he just stopped calling for 2 weeks. I called to ask why, and he said he felt I wasn't giving him attention. So he stopped calling because you stopped giving him attention. So he seems to me like a guy who is not grown. He's not a mature man. So this is the kind of man that you're married to him. If you don't do something for him, how to show that you have not done something for him is for him to stop doing something for you. I'll give you an example. If he has his manly duties to perform, if he's supposed to maybe drop money for food, so maybe because you didn't wash his clothes, he will now say, okay, I won't give you money for food. You see, that is an immature relationship. It's a relationship that depends on how the other person behaves. But love basically is supposed to be one-sided. The man should be concerned about the woman, while at the same time, the woman is concerned about the man. So the guy stopped giving you attention just to prove to you or to show you that you stopped giving him attention. He forgot that he is supposed to be the one giving you the attention. So you people resolved the issue, like you said, you resolved the issue, the matter, and in October he repeated the same thing for 1 month. You could imagine that he didn't talk to you for 1 month, a whole month, before he sent a message telling you that you deceived him and made him fall in love with you, and that you never loved him. You met and you still resolved that same issue. He's still showing you the same thing. You know, he's trying to show you things so that you don't say that you don't know these things. You look at these things and you find out, are these things I can cope with in marriage? He said everything was going well from December till last month, March. He called on 24th, and then he told you he wasn't, and you told him rather that you were not feeling too well, and the whole corona thing came up. And since then, he has not spoken to you because you seemingly have corona. Not that corona can be caught over the phone, but he still abandons you, even if he thinks you have corona. Nobody is telling him to marry you in your corona state, even if you do have corona. But he should be able to show you care, love, even now that you are in a situation, because you will get married, something will come up. What if you eventually maybe become sick for about a month? Will he leave you in the house and run away because he cannot handle such things? He must be able to show dedication. He must be able to show commitment in a relationship. In a relationship, he has to be able to do that. You must know something, that in times like this, I tell people a lot of times, be watchful of these things, because men are easily distracted. The problem of men is not deceit. Women are deceived. Women are easily deceived. Eve in the Garden of Eden was deceived by the serpent. Adam was not deceived by the serpent. Adam was just distracted. He was, instead of focusing on what was important, he was focusing on something else. So the problem of men basically is distraction. They can easily be distracted from their women, but the women are not. Women are easily deceived. That's why you see a man who just finished slapping a lady will tell the lady, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And the lady will go back. They will slap the lady. The man will come and beg again. She is deceived by words. I'm sorry, this is not to put down any gender, but women are easily deceived by what. So the young man, I think, is number one, he's not mature enough to commit, even when things are not going his way. I believe what the best thing he should have done was not to do the silent treatment thing, because if he can keep quiet with you for a month, something can happen that he won't talk to you for 6 months. If he can stay a whole month without calling the person he said he's in a relationship with, this same man can travel for 2 months, 3 months and not come back home. So you must be able to check these things out. In as much as I really want you people to talk about this, for the man, I really feel the man should be the glue of the relationship. If the man is the one that's always going away, the Bible says the man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife. So the man is the one that does the joining. If the relationship does not work out, it's not the woman's fault, it's the man's fault. If the marriage doesn't work out, if there's a divorce, it's not the woman's fault, it's the man's fault, because it's the man that does the joining. Even if the woman is the one that caused it, it is the fault of the man, because the man's joining, whatever he used to join, whether it was super glue or uhu gum, whatever he used was not strong enough. So the man should be in charge of gluing the relationship together. So I don't think your man is doing a good job at that. He's not showing commitment to the relationship. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's not showing commitment. He's not showing faithfulness. All I will say to you is that this man will bail out on you tomorrow. If anything happens in the marriage, and if the going becomes a little bit tough, this man will bail out on you. This man, if he doesn't work on this thing, will work out on you tomorrow. So that's just all I have to say. Now, I can't make a decision for you. You have to decide for yourself. You have to decide for yourself whether or not you should still stay and watch things, or you should move on with your life. Thank you. If you think I did not answer that question well, or if you think you have more things to say, you can probably, private chat me. Thank you. Okay. Let me answer this question. The question says I've always had issues in relationship. So the issue you have always had in relationship is where another person is later preferred. He said no matter how rosy it starts, someone seems to always take over. So you're now scared of totally committing, scared that the same thing will happen, and this affects your attitude. So you easily run into conclusions and have trust issues. All right. The first thing I'll say about this is that I don't have the privilege of speaking with the other person. All right. Maybe he would have reasons. He will now tell you something that maybe this and this and this were the things that you did. But since we don't have that, I will address you. First thing you must do a self-evaluation. Check out yourself. Now, do this religiously. Do this without bias. Do this without sentiment. Look at yourself. What are you doing that is not right? Do you start right and then begin to change? If no, that means the problem is not from you. You must be able to check first if the problem is from you. If you can't sin, because if I could see you now, I will ask you some certain questions so that we'll have a I'll ask you questions, you answer. I'll have to ask you questions, you answer, so that I can ascertain the problem. But since I can't do that, I must tell you to do that yourself. Ascertain whether or not the issue is coming from you. You must check to know if you have the problem. You must first be able to remove the stick, the log from your own eyes before you can remove some from somebody else's eyes. So that if you can check yourself and see that you don't have the issues, then the problem is not from you. The problem is from the other person. That means you don't have a problem. So other people's problem is not your problem. If the other man has a problem with committing to you in a relationship, then the problem is not with you. The problem is with him. So you cannot help him. He has to help himself to learn commitment. The men will have to help themselves to learn commitment. But if this thing has happened once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you could see that it's reoccurring. That's why I say you must first do a self-evaluation. The finger must first point at you to check yourself. If not, then I must tell you one thing. If you don't have the problem, I must tell you one thing. Keep an open mind. Don't don't let whatever happens to you affect your situation or affect your character. Don't let it turn you into somebody you are not. Don't let someone's inadequacy, someone's issue now make you become somebody you are not. That somebody fights you. If somebody gives you a blow, it's not a fight until you respond with a blow. So you see, so it's not going to be an issue until you now begin to become somebody else from the experience you have had. So don't let any man turn you into somebody you are not. You must uphold your character as you have it. You must maintain your personality as you have it, except you must change where necessary. You must change a bit of the characters that you think these ones are not helpful in a marriage. It must not affect your attitude toward men. You must keep an open mind toward relationship, or toward the dating, because the way to marriage is dating. So you must keep an open mind toward men. Don't because of that now keep men aside. Don't because of that now begin to have trust issues in a relationship. Don't bring your past relationship into a new relationship. Maybe, in fact, as I'm talking to you now, maybe that's even a problem. That when you now start off a new relationship, you are now thinking about the previous relationship. You're now beginning to bug the guy with your previous relationship. This was how the other guy did, though. This attitude that this guy is putting up. First of all, the guy did not come in for one day. Now that this my present relationship is not coming for one day, are you thinking that this is not what is happening? You now begin to bug the guy with things that did not concern him. Why will you do that? Because you are hurting. Hurting people hurt others. If you are hurting, you must learn to heal from the hurt, so that when you enter the next relationship, you must learn to trust the man. Because in relationship, first, trust must be given. If that trust is broken, then the trust must be earned. You must give the gift of trust. When you enter a relationship, you must trust the man that you're entering a relationship with, that this man is sincere with what he's telling you. You must trust that. Until he proves otherwise, then he now will have to earn it. So please, my dear, if we can chat privately, we can. I'm available. But keep an open mind. Don't let it affect you. Your conclusion should not be, I don't have trust issues. You must still be able to trust other people. Have an open heart of trusting people. From that, you will now eventually heal. You cannot close the door to good men coming your way because of some bad men that have come your way. You must keep an open heart. Thank you. Now, a little addition to that too. I just saw something now that you said you are now scared. You are scared of totally committing. You must not be scared of committing. You must not be scared of marriage. You don't be afraid of choosing wrong. Don't be afraid that, hey, am I going to marry right? Am I going to marry right? If you are scared of that, you will eventually marry wrong. If you are thinking, hey, am I sure I'll marry a good man? Am I sure you will eventually end up with a bad man? So don't be scared. Keep an open mind of telling yourself that I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to build myself. I'm going to get the necessary knowledge I can to help me have a better marriage. Because what makes marriage work are principles that they both imbibe. If you can do that, I think you will have a good marriage. Don't let fear come in. Don't let fear come in. Fear is demonic. Fear is of the devil. God says, the Bible says, He says, I'm not giving you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So power, love is a spirit. Power is a spirit. Sound mind is a spirit. Fear is also a spirit. Don't allow the spirit of fear come in. That way, you will attract things that fear will bring. Thank you. Okay, this next question has a two point of view. I will try and elaborate on the 2 points of views, and I'll try to answer them at the same time. He said, in a situation where a man lacks the communication skills, what do you do as a lady after complaining and yet no changes? So it can be in two ways. It can be that this guy is around this lady, the guy likes the lady, the guy is always going around, they are always seen together. The guy actually loves the lady, but the guy doesn't now know how to go about it to say that, lady, I like you, can we start off a relationship? So he's just making sure that his presence is known. In fact, even driving away other guys because other guys will think they're in a relationship, but they're not. But the guy is not coming out to talk. Now, that is one. Two, it can be that the two people are already dating. Okay. But then in the dating relationship, the guy doesn't communicate. The guy doesn't call. The guy doesn't, chat, doesn't send text messages. He doesn't do all these things. It can be in that way. So I'm going to try and answer this question from these 2 points of views. God help me to answer within the time that I have. All right. From the first, the guy is there. He's just around. The guy is probably blocking way for other guys. The guy is not saying that, oh yeah, babe, let's date. But he's showing you signs of dating. So to some people outside, you guys are dating, but you guys are not dating. Unofficially, you people are dating, but officially, you people are not dating because the guy has not said you are dating. So what I think you should do, if this thing lingers on and you can see that the guy is killing away your chance, you guys can talk, because I believe already you people are already friends. You are friends who have been talking, seen together. For some people, you people will be seen as best of friends. So you people should sit down and talk. Ask the guy a simple question. He said, brother, please, what are we doing? You're a very good friend of mine. Or even as a lady, you can do this. Let me give you a scenario. Good, wonderful. You can do this while you are chatting with the guy. You can tell the guy that, there's this guy around me, that the guy has even been talking to me about, about love, that he loves me, that he really wants us to go out on a relationship, that he was not even telling me that I'm in a relationship with you. And I said, no, I'm not in a relationship with you. So that, why I said that, so that I don't spoil my chance with the other guy that is asking me out. When you say that, you will see his reaction. He will give you a shift so that it doesn't seem like you went to the guy and you asked the guy, guy, what are we doing? Are we in a relationship? And the guy says no, and you feel like you are following your hand. No, you can pop up that question. That question will shake him off the seat. At that point, you have given him a point from which he can stand and talk. He can now tell you that, seriously, I actually feel this for you. I actually love you. Now you have opened his heart up. Even if there's actually nobody there that is actually asking you out. But you can use that to get something from him. You can use that to get words from his mouth. Maybe he's shy. You can use that. If you have opened the situation up, he will be able, from that point that you have opened the situation up, to now tell you that, okay, this is what is in my heart. If he now tells you that, no problem now, Kuma, we're just friends. You can go ahead. You now know that in his heart, you people are just friends, so you can move on with your life. Let him just be your friend. And then if he's your friend, you should know that when you now enter a relationship, you will not be as close to him as you are now to him. Your relationship, the person you now eventually date, will now be your best friend. He should know that one. Now, that is that. From that angle, you should be able to pick that up. Now, if you two are already in a relationship and the guy does not communicate, the guy does not chat with you, does not call, does not do all that, that's really a big problem. For me, it's a big problem because communication is the grease of a relationship. And a man must be able to always do that. I'll tell you something. When I was dating my wife, I was even yet to gain admission, but my wife was already serving. That's a story for another day. My wife was already serving. Those times I didn't have money. Where was I working? I was working in a place where they were paying me 5,000. My transportation was like 4,000. The money I have left will be like 1,000. But in all these things, for every day that my wife then were dating, she was my girlfriend. Then for every day that she was in Enugu State serving, I spoke with her every day. I made sure that communication was not cut. When I call, if my credit finished, she will now call me back. We'll say a good night. But I made sure that she heard my voice every day because I knew what communication would do. I made sure that we would text. I will send her a text every day. I will make sure that I try and make sure that we chat as much as we can. So you see, the man must be able to do that. How else will you know that he's interested in you? If he doesn't give you that care and attention, there is a problem. He must not say that I don't know, used to do all those kind of things. No, there must be something like that. If you love somebody, there must be something about attention for the object of affection. There's something about wanting to spend time with something that you love. It's always there. If you love dancing, you will always want to dance. People will catch you unconsciously dancing. So if you love this lady, you must unconsciously do something. I used to trek from my house. Then I didn't have anything. I would trek, in case for those of you who know Gwagwalada, I would trek from Bako after Dabi. I will trek from Bako. Bako is in Kwali Area Council, just the outskirts of Kwali. When you are leaving Kwali to enter Gwagwalada, I will trek from Bako to after Jim Rose in Kutunku, just to see her. And I will trek back. Most of the time, she will know that I trekked. You see, I am showing her that when I have money, I'm going to take care of you because I love spending time with you. I am showing her. You must have to show somebody that you love the person. If you love the person, it will show. It will show in your giving. It will show. You must give your time. You must give your attention. You must give your money. You must give everything. You might not have money, but even the little that you have, you must give it. Those days, I will carry my mother's phone through the back to go and call her. I will carry my father's phone. Don't do that, too. Don't do that. I'll carry my father's phone through the back. I'll go and call her, and I will delete the call from the call log so that my dad won't know. We did things so. But you see, what was pushing us to do all this was love. So you cannot say that you love somebody and you have not spoken to the person for the whole day, and it won't do you something in your body. That there's something missing in my day. Then you don't love the person. So you see what I'm saying? There's something. There is something, because if this thing continues like this till marriage, what will now happen in marriage? If people don't communicate in marriage, it's not about learning it. It's a second nature in love. Because the person loves you, the person will always want to spend time with you. Let me not go further. I believe I've answered the question. Thank you. Whew. All right. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. I know it's not easy to listen to voice notes, but well done. Okay. This question says, good evening. I have a question. We've been dating for almost a year now without sex. So recently he said he couldn't continue without sex, and I don't want to let him go. Neither do I want to have sex yet. Now, let me say this. This thing I want to say, you must hear me and hear me well. Don't pick the first line and run with it. God is not against sex. God created sex, but he created sex for marriage. God is against sex outside marriage. So when he has officially come to pay your bride price, then he can have sex with you anyhow, anytime, and any not just anywhere, but in your house and in any place he chooses, but somewhere secluded, that he chooses to. So the place of God is priority in every marriage and every relationship. So if God wants you to have sex in marriage and not in a relationship, the young man is putting pressure on you to say that he wants to have sex with you. Who would you rather please, man or God? God is the one that gives people to people. God is the one that helps people. So you can't help yourself in this matter to say that, okay, I want to keep him, so let me have sex with him. Because having sex with a man is not the way to keep a man. What will keep a man is what he has seen and not what he has tasted. If he has seen your personality and he feels like, Kai, I want to marry this woman, that man can wait no matter the cost. Look at this young man. Look at Jacob. Jacob in the Bible served 7 years for a woman, Rachel, that he was supposed to marry, but he was given another woman, Leah. But Jacob still served another 7 years. He said the 7 years were like 7 days because of the love that he had for the woman. So you see, I know that yes, hormones are talking. I know, yes, it gets to that point, because for the fact that people are talking about this means that you have gone past the other previous level of kissing, touching. You have done all those ones. So now those ones are not satisfying him anymore. Now he's asking for sex. Let me not go into all that. Since we are here already, you must take your stand. Giving it to him does not mean that he'll marry you. He can sleep with you today and tomorrow leave you. So if he's leaving you, he has taken a piece of you with him. So if he truly knows that, Kai, he cannot wait, he must have sex with you, no problem. He can come and marry you. He should go fast. If he pays your bride price next month, from next month he can be sleeping with you. If he has done everything traditionally, He can take you. Your parents can say, okay, fine, you are married. Oh yeah, now come and carry your wife. Nobody will stop him from having sex with you. Even that time, if he calls your parents and tells your parents that you are refusing to have sex with him, your parents will be angry with you that time. But now, can he call your parents and say, I'm going to marry your daughter in the next 2 years, but now can I be having sex with you? He cannot do that. So if he cannot do that, let him put a ring on it. Let him put a ring in your fingers. That will give him a legal right to go into that area. That area is called private parts. It is private. Private means it is for you. Anything that is between 1, 2, 3 is not more private, it's public part. So if it's your own, it's your part. So it's your private part. It's for you and you alone. So if he wants to be part of the private, the Bible says when two of you are joined, the two shall become one flesh. So if the two of you become one, it's not private because it's one. Your parts belong to both of you. So it's like one person having two parts. So it's still private parts to you people because you are one. But for now, you are still two. It's going to be public parts. So don't allow that. You must maintain your stand. Don't be scared to lose him. If he goes because of this, you are a better woman. You are a better woman. Let me tell you something very briefly. He's not doing you a favor being in a relationship with you. Rather, you are doing him a favor. The women must learn to understand these things so that they value their place. The Bible says, let me explain. It says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. A lot of times, we used to explain this scripture by saying that if a man finds a woman, after the man has married the wife, God will now begin to favor the man. No, or that way can be correct, but let me give you another light. It says, he who finds a wife has found a good thing and has obtained favor from the Lord. That will mean that if a man finds a wife, what that wife is a good thing. He says that wife is a good thing. And that wife means that God has favored him. That wife is the way that God wants to use to favor a man. That means God can see a man and be saying, Kai, I want to favor this man. Or how do I want to do something good for this man. I want to favor this man. God will now say, okay, God will carry a woman and give the woman to the man and say, I have favored this man. So the woman is a gift that God gives to a man to say that I am favoring the man. So you must learn to know your value. That's your value as a woman. Value yourself that much. God sees you like that. See yourself like that. Tell yourself, if I'm going to remain unmarried because I decided to keep my chastity, then so be it. Let me tell you, if you do that, God will honor you. A man will come your way, and because he doesn't want to wait too long, he will marry you. He will have a relationship with you for some months and marry you in that month, in the midst of those months. So you see, you must learn to keep yourself. You are a gift of God to the man. Know that. In as much as the man is marrying you, you know, a lot of times women say your clock is not ticking. Who sets the clock? Have you seen it anywhere that God say you have biological clock? Where is the clock? Where is it hanging? Is it in Aso Rock? So you don't have a clock that is ticking. Don't think that. Don't give in to this. You maintain yourself because there's no guarantee that if he sleeps with you, he'll marry you. There is no guarantee. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. This one says there's a relationship between a guy and a girl. It's been a relationship for almost a year, but suddenly she attends hospital to take care of her sister that was admitted due to illness. It says she got a new friend from that hospital that resulted in the situation where if the first guy calls, she doesn't pick his call and the relationship turns into sabotage. Okay, so in this case now, what I'm trying to get from this question is that the lady probably has another friend, somebody that she's talking to. That's why she doesn't want to talk to this guy. That means in this case, there is another guy on board. So now, since the girl is not the one asking me, the guy is the one asking me, say, what is the solution and the way forward for the guy? All right. There are two things here. There is a reason why the lady fell over to the other guy. Now, I'll pick that from the Bible. The Bible says that Eve was deceived. Do you know that Eve's deceit, the reason why she was deceived from what she was hearing? The serpent came and was talking to Eve. What Adam should have been doing? Adam should have been the one talking to Eve, but he gave room for another woman or for another being to be talking to the woman. So you see, there was a breach of communication there. You could see that Adam and Eve were not really talking. That's the same thing. When she went to the hospital, you must have at least make sure that there is always a communication. Make sure that you are talking. Give her a reason. If you don't talk to her, for instance, for 1 week, and in that 1 week, she's talking to another guy, though she doesn't have a problem with talking to that guy, but she's now beginning to like the guy. Because let me tell you one thing: love comes by knowledge of the subject. Love comes when you spend time. You develop love for the object of affection when you spend time with that object. So you see, the lady must have spent time with the guy. Since the guy is in the hospital, the guy is always with the lady. Maybe the guy even goes to her ward to check up on the lady. How are you doing? Oh, how is your sister today? What this means is that you didn't even go to the hospital to check up on the sister. You didn't do that. You see? So you didn't even try to say, okay, I'll be going to the hospital as much as I can. If it's every day, I'll go. Or I can be calling her. I'll try and know, how are you doing this morning? Oh, good morning. How was your night? How are you doing? I know you didn't sleep well, but I know it's just for a short time. Your sister will get away. Can I please speak with your sister? How is she? You speak with the sister, pray with her, tell her God will heal you very soon. Oh, you talk like that, and you talk to her. Later on, you send her a text. How are you? You keep engaging her in communication. So that she keeps remembering. So even if somebody is coming her way, she's not seeing that person because you are already in the picture. So I feel that there was a communication break in that period, and somebody else filled it. So within that, I don't know how long this lasted, but within that period, somebody else was doing it and was doing it well. She wasn't hearing your voice; she was hearing somebody's voice, and she was hearing that person's voice regularly, whereas your own was not even coming as much as it should. So for the guy, I think if you want to do that, if she can give you the time, you can keep communication, push communication back into the flow. Call her, try and talk things over with her. If she just tell, okay, can we just still be friends? Keep talking to her as much as possible. Call her in the morning, send her a text later. Just do something. Later, just maybe send her small recharge card. Later, call her again, ask how she's doing, send her a message. Just be around the picture. Keep giving her things. Communicate with her. The emotions that she has felt with you before will begin to develop again. You understand? So I think that's what you did. But if you don't want to do this, I think you should just back off and let her be. Start off a new relationship, knowing that you have made a mistake in this one. Try not to make the same mistake in the next relationship, okay? But if you must have this relationship, don't bug her too much. If she says you are bugging me, if she now begins to push you and push you away, please respect her judgment and just move away. Don't force your way into her. If you call her and she says, please don't call me again, you are calling me too much, no problem. You know you have made a mistake already. Back out and focus on your life. Go and add value to yourself, go and do some other things, and make sure that you improve. Try as much as possible to improve on your communication skills. I think there was a breach in communication. That was why somebody else took her attention. Somebody else gave attention when you didn't give attention. So please learn from that, and try as much as possible, like I said, not to bug her. If she ever mentions that you are disturbing me, please stay back. Have self-respect and stay back. Thank you. Okay. All right. This person said this question might seem funny, but like I said, no question is funny. If it's a thing that bothers you, then it's a question indeed. If it's a question in your heart, then it's a question. We'll try and answer any question, no matter how funny the question might seem. You ask the question because you need answers to the questions. So the question is, how do I go straight to ask a girl out, to get to relate and to know each other better? Now, I'll answer this question straight and punch. You don't get you don't go straight to ask a lady out. Okay, this is if you are meeting the lady for the first time. You don't just meet a lady for the first time and ask the lady out. Or you don't meet a lady for the first time and tell the lady you love the lady or you like the lady. What do you love? What do you like? You can't love or like the lady. So I think I will answer the other parts of saying getting to relate so that you can get to know each other better. I've had this talk with somebody one time when the person was talking about the fact that he said it's difficult to have a relationship, and I told him something that is difficult for ladies. Ladies nowadays, they want money, and I told him he didn't know what he was talking about. It's not about money. Money is good. It's good to have money, but it's not just about money. It's not just about money. Just like guys, it's not just about sex. Good, but let me answer this. If you must start with a lady. I see guys do something wrong. A lady is walking past the street, and then the guy is doing, hey, my sister, hello, hello, sister. And then maybe the lady probably turns to look at the guy, and then the guy is telling the lady, I beg, come, please, can you just come? No, you are the one who wants to meet a lady. You are calling the lady to come. She doesn't know you. She's just meeting you for the first time, or probably she has been seeing you in the area. You don't do that. Or you probably walk towards her while you are saying, please, can I speak with you for a moment? You are probably walking to her while she's walking to you. Don't sit down in your high throne and be commanding the lady to come. You didn't born anybody. You didn't give birth to any lady. You did not, no. All right. All right. So now, how do you start off? You are meeting this lady. How do you start off a conversation with the lady that will probably lead to something? Your intention is relationship or marriage, but you are just meeting this lady. You have been meeting her in school, but you've not really talked with her. You want to start off a conversation. How do you do that? Let me tell you. There is something called the law of common interest. In starting a conversation with a lady with the intent of relationship, you don't just start from relationship. You cannot meet a lady for the first time and tell the lady that you intend having a relationship with her. She will not want to. She doesn't know you. So what do? What you want to do is to start off friendship. But in starting off friendship, you must start from common interest. Your conversation must start from common interest. All right. So let's use Uni Abuja for instance. What is, you are in a school and the lady too is in the school. What is the thing you have with the lady? Let's say you are in the same department. Good. You're in the same department, and you decided you enter shuttle bus, and the lady is sitting close to you in shuttle bus, or you made a space for her to sit close to you in shuttle bus, or you are standing beside her in shuttle bus. And then if you are in the same department, you must start off from something. What is the thing? What is the common interest between both of you that is mutual? There must be something about school. She has interest in school. Maybe you can start from statistics and say, how now? Maybe you know the lady's name. You can say, hey, hello, good afternoon. My name is this. I don't know if you've been seeing me, but I've been seeing you in our department. We're in the same department. You start off like that, introduce yourself, and maybe she recognizes you, or even if she doesn't, she'll be like, I don't know you. Okay, I'm in the same department. I even saw you in class today. When we had this lecture, I saw you. I was sitting in one row, but I just saw you. And then you can now begin to ask the lady, how far with statistics? Is it giving you any challenge? Because I heard that people are really having issues with statistics, and then the lady's like, that statistics, hey, that is a pain in my chest, or that is a serious matter on my mind. Only God will help me. And you're like, the last test that we did, I scored quite a lot. I could help you if you want, I could just, come around, or we can meet in school. I'll just put you through in some of anything you don't understand about the statistics. Ask me. Last test we had, I got the 28 over 30, or I got 20 something over 30. That's a good stuff. I can help you. I'm just saying that I am available to help a friend if you're in need. And then she now wants to be helped, because who doesn't want to have an A in statistics? So if you will now book a time, then you go and you'll be talking. While you are teaching statistics, not just only statistics you're teaching now. Maybe you gist about something small and go back into statistics. See, she's getting to know your personality. She's getting to know that you are funny. She's getting to know that you are caring. She's getting to know a lot of things. That way, you started off something. You started from a common ground. So every guy must learn this. Every guy that says, ladies don't like answering guys. Ladies don't like. You must start from a common ground. You must look for something that, don't go and start criticizing the lady. Don't go and do that. I saw your score now. Last time I saw your score, you got F. You better come. Let me help you. No, you don't do things like that. You must start from a common ground, and make sure you always start from a ground of complimenting. You must compliment. Even in the first time that people are talking, you can just maybe chip it in. You have a very wonderful smile. Compliment something. You have a very wonderful smile, and please, you should keep up that smile, because your smile can make somebody's day. She smiles and she's happy. The first time I ever spoke with my wife, there was something I did. Let me give an example, and then I'll round it off there. I was just stepping out of church, and then I was talking to somebody. The person was telling me about a concert. The person wanted me to come and sing in the concert. While we're talking, my wife now, then we are not even started dating. She was just walking out of the church, and then I turned to her, and I was telling the guy that, see this lady, she's one of the best singers I have ever seen and I've ever heard. That this lady must come for this concert. If she doesn't come for this rehearsal, I am not coming. Now, when I left that place, I even forgot that I said something like that. I didn't even mean it. I just said it. But my wife told me something later on. She said that when she got home, that thought kept ringing in her head that this is the best singer I've ever seen. That even if I even said that if she doesn't come, I will not come. She was one reminding me. I didn't remember that I said anything like that. Because as I was, if you like, come. If you like, don't come. I will still come for the rehearsal. You see, but she went for the rehearsal before me, and she was expecting to see me in the rehearsal. So when I came in, she was excited. When we finished the rehearsal, you see, common ground, music. We started off from music. After the rehearsal, we closed a bit early. We couldn't go back home. We just started talking about common things, just normal things. And that was how we started. That's how we now booked an appointment for the next meeting. She was happy to come. We booked an appointment to come earlier before the rehearsal to gist. We will gist before the rehearsal. When the rehearsal has finished, we will gist till the morning. People will leave us there. We will gist till morning, like 7 a.m. I'll now walk her to her house before I now start going home. You see, we kept on talking, but how did we start? We started from something common, music. If she doesn't come, I will not come. I complimented her on the grounds of something that is common to us. So every guy must know this. You must start from a common background. Don't go and pick up a topic that doesn't concern her at all. She doesn't like music. Maybe you see her face and she loves makeup. You can start from makeup. If you have knowledge on makeup, you can just start from makeup and say, wow, your foundation is perfect. The blend of the primer and the foundation. You can talk about like those kind of things. Your eyeshadow, the colored blend is perfect. I like the way you carved your brow. You see, if you talk from that point, you've caught her attention, and she's like, how do you know a lot about makeup like this? You see, conversation has started. You must always look for a common ground. If you are colleagues in the office, look for a common ground. That way you can start off, and from there it will be a glide through. You will not even know the time when you have, when she gets to know you, she loves your friendship, you guys talk a lot, then you can now pop the question. I really think we've come a long way. We have gone past like into love. I love you. I really think we should take it a step further. Let us start off a relationship. She will now know whether she should say yes or no. If she says no, she will now know what she's missing. If she says yes, she knows what she doesn't want to miss. You must first show a lady something that she must hold on to. Do I want to miss this? Do I not want to miss this? She must know to be able to weigh the value before she enters a relationship with you. I believe I've been able to answer this. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Okay. I don't know if it's a guy or a lady that sent this. I understand the pain in your heart, especially when you love somebody and you've given your time, you've invested a lot into the relationship. I understand you must be feeling pained in your heart right now. But from what I have read, I don't want to seem like a messenger of evil, maybe trying to not encourage you to continue, or maybe when I say things in relationship meetings and I tell people to please, from what I'm saying, just move on, or it's not like I'm trying to break your heart, but is the sincere truth that I'm seeing concerning the situation. So with what I've seen now, the guy lied about his genotype. He was AA. Maybe he doesn't want to marry somebody who is AS, and he didn't want to do that on that ground. Now, he didn't give you a reason why he broke up with you. You said he broke up with you because he said you people are not medically compatible. So you see, he doesn't want to marry you because you are AS. And well, that's his decision. If he is truly AA, then one of your children too will be AS. So maybe he doesn't want to have a child that is AS, but I don't think that's much of a problem. Rather, I don't think that's much of a problem. But that's the guy's decision. Because from what you have said now, you say you love this guy, but it's been 4 months. 4 months after he broke up with you, the young man still is not talking about the whole thing, which means the young man has moved on. He checks up on you. He checks up on you means maybe while you people were friends before dating, he probably checked up on you. There are a lot of persons checking up on you that you are not dating the person. The persons are just, I could just be your friend. Maybe Aminu is your friend, and once in a while Aminu calls you to check up on you. How are you doing? That doesn't mean he's in a relationship with you. It doesn't mean that he wants to be in a relationship with you, sir. You see? So his checking up on you might just be a normal thing that people do with one another. You say you feel he's having double minds about us. I don't feel he's having double mind about you. I feel he doesn't have mind about your relationship. He has left. That's what I feel. He's not thinking whether he should come or he should not come. He should come. No, he has left. So he has moved on because you said he's not responding positively, meaning he's responding negatively. See, even if he's not responding, he's not showing you positively or negatively, I will tell you that no response is a negative response. So the young man has shown, or the person, I don't know if it's a man or a lady now, the person has shown that he's moved on. He just tried to look for an excuse, but the young man has moved on. So my advice to you now should be, I know you love him. Keep an open mind, but move on. Don't use this one to block the road for others. If you still keep in your mind that I think I'm in a relationship, when other people come, you push them out with the mindset of you're in a relationship. When in the other person's mind, you are not even in a relationship. Because the young man broke up with you. The young man never said he has come back with you. He didn't tell you that, okay, we are back. He didn't say that. So he has moved on. In his mind, you people have broken up. Or in the person's mind, you people have broken up. So my sins, I'm really sorry. I wish somebody close to you should just give you a hug, so that you know that I know how these things can be. It is hurtful when you love somebody and the person becomes irresponsible with the love and commitment that you have shown the person. I know how painful this thing can be, but the truth is you will not stay on this forever. You have to move on with your life. You have to heal from this hurt. Like I said before, hurting people will hurt others. You have to forgive him. Move on with your life so that you can have a better relationship together tomorrow with somebody else. You must let go of the hurt. Make sure you heal from these hurts. Become a happy person, the happy person that you were before he came. Become that happy person. That is the environment that would attract the good men to you. So keep up an open mind. Move on as you are right now. Tell yourself, all right, I have forgiven him. I have moved on. I'm going on to date the next person, to be in a relationship with the next person, who would probably be the person I'm going to marry. So please, I know how you feel. And I just pray that God will touch your heart. God will heal you from how you feel. God will heal you, and God will show the other guy, so that the other guy will not go and, or the other person rather will not go and, hurt other people this way too. Because this is something that he should have talked about, even before you started. He didn't think about these things before he led you on, or the person led you on in this escapade. He didn't think about all those things. Now these are the things you talk about in relationship. Like I said in the first meeting. So please, my dear, just move on. Okay? Move on. Don't wait. Life is not waiting. Time is not waiting. Don't waste. You've spent 4 years or 4 months already. I don't know how many more months, but you spent those months already, and you've not achieved something. Please move on. Walk away. And I think later you'll be happy you made the right decision. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my horse in way.